Okay guys, so let's now move to another part, this more button clicked. So we need now to click this button and we need to call the same action sheet. Okay, that is superb. So now everything works very well. So we will now report the post. Okay, we are going back to our Xcode. The one thing, as you see here, result of call is unused. So actually for this purpose, we don't need it. So I'll put lower underscore then equals to that one. Okay, because the result, in this particular case, we're not using this. That's why. Okay, we're now going to the main storyboard now because we need now to make an action connection from the post button to the our programming Swift file. Okay, so here that is the guest page. So we will select this the more button which is in the posts. So and then we'll make an action connection for this. So scroll to the bottom, or let's say scroll right here, here right after more button clicked. So hold Ctrl left mouse click drag is we can say options or post more, or just we can call it options button click, or just let me check how did we call it, so we won't get confused. So in picture cell, I believe it's a more button, options button. Excellent. So we will call it options button underscore click, because I like to follow to make everything is super readable and super understandable. Okay, so it will be options button underscore clicked and of type of action connection. Okay, brilliant. Here we will write. We'll write something like called when options button in post cell has been clicked. Okay, we are now heading directly to the guests VC, guest view controller. And as you know, we need to call the same action sheet. So rather than just duplicating the code, here I'll just cut this and I will insert it in the new function, which will be show, let's say, I think we have already the function, which is a show action sheet, show alert, and just let me search for the show. Yeah, we have a show action. So we will have to rename it. It will be something like show action sheet or show report sheet, for example, open and close round brackets, then open curly brackets. Okay, so that one is calling action sheet for reporting. Brilliant. Now this show report sheet will call in the more button clicked, and the same one we will call in the options button clicked. So the same action sheet will be presented. Now guys, what we need to do is we now must handle to here, the only challenging part is how to get the ID of the certain post. Okay, if you remember, we have created a tags for the like button. We have created the like button tags, and the same we've done for the option button tag. So we will have to access this tag. So I'm scrolling down to our function. Here, don't forget to put open close round brackets. So for the option button, I'm gonna click it like options button or option button. Just let me check it. Options button. Okay, great. So I'll name it options button of type UI button. Okay, so here as for like page, for like button clicked, I'll here declare a new variable index path row will be equals to options button dot tag. Okay, here we are accessing index path row of the cell. Okay, great. So based on this index path row, we can access the post. As you know, we have a variable post, so we need now to access it. So the way we do it, we'll write something like let one post or let post underscore ID will be equals to posts open and close square brackets access index path row, then access ID, and let's cast it, let's say, as an integer. So then we'll try to print out our post ID. Okay, so this is how it works. Why have I removed this one from the options button clicked? Here, calling function which shows action sheet for reporting. This is what we're doing whenever we're calling this function. Okay, this one is asking us to put here exclamation mark to force down casted. Okay, not a problem, we'll do so. And we will now execute to make sure that we're able to access the ID of our post. And then after that, once we achieve this stage, then we will be changing this one. Okay. Okay, brilliant. So I'll go to anyone's page. That is the one. We're executing this, and here it shows. Where is this? It shows the ID 7 of this one. New movies coming now. You will love it. It's showing the ID of the past. It is 7. That is the one. We'll just make sure it in with our database. I'm coming to our database. I'm going to the past. I'll search for the ID 7. New movies coming. You will love it. Excellent. So now we are progressing as we are actually were expecting. What I will do now here, show report sheet, and here I will write something something like post underscore ID of type integer. And this post ID, oops, I'm sorry, not here, for show alert, show report alert, this is how I'm gonna name it, and I will change it here as well, so to make it identical. Okay, so here, show report alert, we will write here post underscore ID of type integer. Okay, so post ID here, we will replace it with a post ID. Beautiful. And the next thing, while calling this, here, the next challenge will be show report action sheet. Okay, so that is something which is going to be challenging. Okay, we'll just try to print our post ID. Okay, and one more thing, show report sheet. Here we need to cast also post ID of integer, of type integer. Then here we'll write show report alert. Post ID will be the post ID that we have got. Okay, now when we will call show report sheet, here we will do the following: show report sheet for the more button clicked, which is that one. We will pass the ID 0 here, but when we click that one, we'll pass a real ID of the post. Okay, show report sheet, that is the one we will pass as a post ID, which we have got now. Okay, so here we are accessing ID of the post in order to specify it in the server. Okay, brilliant. If you want, guys, what you can do else, you can just cut this code. You can just simply cut it, and you can here insert it in the report. It will be quite junky, but at least we'll avoid duplicating the post ID. So something like this, it will work for you now. Yeah, it looks quite complicated, but there are really no complications at all in this code. It is super easy to understand it. I myself, I like more to keeping everything in the one short report sheet. This is what I like actually more. Okay, we'll just build and run it to make sure that the code is running in the same way as it should run. Yeah, here should be self-present view controller, because we several times went into closure, first time, second time, etc. So whenever we're going second time into the curly bracket, so then we need to specify self whenever we want to specify the main mother class. So now it will get executed correctly, and we'll just make sure that everything works fine. I'll delete all the reports. By the way, these all reports, this will be for the admin stuff. As you know, whenever you send a report in any social networks like Instagram or Facebook, the Facebook itself, they will consider every report. Okay, so let's search for anyone. Let's search for the Daniel Craig. We're following him, so we'll send a report about himself. I hate James Bond. That's I hate James Bond. Okay, report sent successfully. Here we go. So ID post ID 0. There was no ID of the post. User ID 3, Daniel Craig. Reason I hate James Bond. And by user ID, user 2, which is Jennifer Lawrence. Okay, we'll now complain about the post. Let's say something like uh, let's say I didn't like this movie, and we will send it. Report since successful, and I'll update it. And here, that is the one which is a post ID 16, user 3, I didn't like this movie, and by user. Okay, so this is, guys, how we can send the report about the posts and the users. That is really amazing, guys. So we're done with this feature. So excellent job, excellent execution, superb, and well done.